What's the word, y'all? We in this bitch, man. So today I'm gonna get real with y'all, bro. Like today we really gonna chop it up and we gonna talk about something serious. Substance abuse and starting your career. Um, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was talking about the trades in these last couple videos and stuff like that, but substance abuse is not just solely in trades, but you see it a lot in both trades and in the military, which I have experience with both. But it's all over, and a big thing reason why I wanted to touch on it is because substance abuse will derail any type of substance abuse and lack of discipline will derail any goals you got, anything you trying to handle, anything you trying to accomplish, and it's negative, and it's like really like it seemed to be a good thing now, bro. Like every song you gonna hear is people talk about doing drugs, doing some crazy shit, mollies and weed and all this other stuff and drinking and this is not me talking down on niggas because I like to have a good time too. Don't get me wrong, like shit, I didn't have my fair share of like fun. I've never really done drugs in my life, but outside of like painkillers when I've been hurt. But like I understand like how it is that we want to go out there, you want to have a good time, pull up with your homies, holla at some girls, you know what I mean, hear good music and all that shit, bro. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's a balance. You see what I'm saying? It's a balance between you doing things just to enjoy life and make sure that you are, having fun in this one lifetime that we get and you fucking your life up for the future. And it's very prevalent, but one thing I want to give you guys some ways to avoid it and ways to keep yourself on the straight and narrow. So, number one, I think the biggest thing that lets people go down the path of substance abuse is lack of hobbies, bro. I think everyone should have some type of a hobby. You see what I'm saying? Like once you have a career, bro, and not a job, and the difference between the two is just one is like your profession and one is just something that you're doing to make money. When you have a career, that's going to take up a lot of your time anyway. Like off gate, 40 to 60 hours a week is dedicated to your career. If you're a business owner, it might be 70, 80 hours, but a big chunk of your life is just, you just close the door on it. Like that's all taken up by that, right? And then if you have a family, you talking about another 20 to 25 to 30 hours, boom, dedicated to that, right? So now you got a small but a significant amount of time where you're not doing anything, right? Outside of sleeping and eating, where it's about 2-3 hours of floating time around throughout the day that we all get, where it's just be bullshitting, we watching Netflix, watching playing on our phone, TikTok, all that. And those are the times where you need to be getting your hobbies in, bro. And I think hobbies are important because what happens with a hobby is if it's mentally and physically stimulating is that you'll start to grow in ways that you will never grow from watching TV and watching movies and playing the game and shit like that. Like when you have a legitimate hobby where you're learning how to, if you like to draw, like you're learning how to utilize your creativity and focusing and, getting hits of dopamine in a positive way by seeing what you've created, martial arts, going to the gym, things like that, things that are positive, bro. You're getting dopamine hits that's because we look for dopamine and everything, bro. And that's why substance abuse is so big. We're all trying to find something to make ourselves feel good. And when you utilize, when I do a tournament and I get a medal, bro, the dopamine hit is crazy. Like, I'm not going to lie. I just, I haven't done any, like, super big tournaments. I've done, like, a couple of, paid tournaments and stuff like that. But I haven't done no crazy big world tournament. But just the small ones I've done, bro, when I go and win a medal, whether that be gold or, mainly gold, because anything else I get a little salty. But I'm just real competitive. But when I get a gold medal, bro, I be hyped, bro. I'm celebrating the rest of that week. Like, no lie, bro. Getting a gold medal, it's almost like starting the week off. Like I walk to work with a strut. You know what I'm saying? Like I walk to work like I'm man shit. I don't know what I did. Mind you, don't nobody that I work with give a fuck that I just choked a couple motherfuckers the weekend before. No one cares. It doesn't matter, but it matters to me. And that's the purpose of hobbies. Like no one outside of your niche or what you have an interest in is really gonna care about what you're doing in your off time. But the benefit that you're getting from it is exponentially way more important than seeking gratification from people who you work with every day, or people who maybe you're not that close with. You know what I'm saying? Or people that you are close with. Like you don't even need gratification from others. That's how important, that's how good a hobby can make you feel if you have a really good hobby. Now, I low-key already spoke on this, but I gotta keep it a buck. And I don't want to be disrespectful to my gamers out there, bro, because I was a gamer, bro. I still like playing the game. Playing video games is not a hobby. I'm sorry to tell you, and here's the reason why, and this is the reason why I think it's not. In my opinion, right, this is just me, the only way something could be considered a hobby to me is if you're getting mental and physical stimulation from it. Now, if you're just getting mental stimulation, that is good, but the mental stimulation has to invoke some sort of creativity also. So drawing is a hobby, right? Because you're getting mental stimulation, but you're also invoking some form of creativity. You know what I mean? You're mentally engaged with what you're doing. You're utilizing motor skills and everything like that, but you're being creative. You're growing your mind. Martial arts is a hobby because I'm getting the physical benefit from training, and I'm getting the mental benefit from learning how to string moves, being confident, self-confidence, being okay with danger, teaching myself how to react and think under stress. Lifting is a hobby. Things like that, you know what I mean? Carving, you know, I know some people who they carve out wood and stuff like that, make I'm trying to remember what the fuck the name of it is. It'll come to me later, but things like that, those are hobbies. Those are things that I would consider a hobby. I don't consider video games a hobby because outside of just a couple hours of just dopamine and fun, what are you accomplishing? You know what I'm saying? That's not me saying that you shouldn't play video games, but I'm saying that you need to dedicate some time to a legitimate hobby. Another thing that let me rope this into the substance abuse. And see, when you have a legitimately good hobby, substance abuse won't be able to take hold the way it would if you don't have anything, because the substance abuse will get in the way of your hobby. Use myself as an example. My bad, man. I just took my pre-workout. I'm starting to itch a little bit. I'm about to go train myself. Use myself as an example. I don't drink to make myself feel better. Like I know some people, like they have a long bad day, they're like, I need a drink. I've never been like that. That's been me with food, really. Like I'm more of a stress eater, and even then, like it's not as often as it was when I was a teenager. Like for me, like if I feel upset, I go to the gym. But with drinking, I just like to have fun. Like I love having fun with friends, pulling up. Like when I think of alcohol, I think of fun. You know what I'm saying? Or relaxing, but mainly just fun. I think of getting up, moving around. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, if I sit still too long, I start to get sleepy. So otherwise, I'm up, moving, dancing, you know what I mean, hearing music, cooking, things like that. That's what I associate drinking with. Now, the reason why I've never been able to full blown become like every day a bottle of liquor or every day, you know what I'm saying? The reason why like that never really can take hold in my life is because it gets in the way of my hobbies. It's impossible to train every day if you're drinking every day. Like you get dehydrated, you don't feel good. You know, if I got a competition coming up, when I really ramp up my training regimen, I can't be drinking like crazy those Saturday nights and Friday nights. You know, so those Saturdays and Fridays, whereas maybe I might have went out partied and had like a half a bottle of liquor, maybe I just might have a couple of drinks and, you know, feel a little good, but I'll eat dinner and be in bed by 10 o'clock opposed to 2 a.m. in the morning because I got to get up and train in the morning. That's what hobbies do. You see what I'm saying? Hobbies just get in the way of you tearing yourself down, and it keeps you focused, and it fills up your schedule. I feel like when you have a full schedule, bro, it changes everything. It just makes you take so much more advantage of your time, but you like, damn, like I can't sit down and bullshit for too long. Like I might unwind my mind, but for the most part, I gotta get back on the horse and get out there and get the hustling, get to doing what I gotta do. You see what I'm saying? It just makes you really busy. And that's the power of hobbies, bro. And and I know a lot of my content, I make a lot of content predominantly for men because I am a man, so I can relate a lot better. But this is for everybody. I wholeheartedly believe children, teenagers, adults, senior citizens, men, women, all that. Everybody should have a hobby. Every single person should have a hobby. Every single person should have something that they do, whether it's just 30 minutes a day that is something that they passionate about, they like to do, and whether it makes you money or not, and it just mentally and physically stimulates you. Now, the mental stimulation is okay, but I would personally prefer, you could have more than one. Me personally, I have like 3 hobbies. I got, well, actually, no, I got like 4. So I got martial arts, I got weightlifting, I got cooking, and I have writing, right? Now, you could call writing a hobby. I do write to try to make money because my books, but I would still consider it a hobby. So those are my 4 hobbies right there. And all of them, each one I said, they invoke creativity, they invoke physical stimulation, they invoke mental stimulation, they invoke a lot of things that contribute to my life positively, and it prevents me from getting off the rails. Now, like I said, this is not me. I am a partier. Anyone who knows me and is around me knows I like to have fun. I am a fun loving person. So I'd be remiss to sit here and be like, oh, like y'all are some heathens and how dare you go out there and enjoy your life? Hell nah, bro, turn up. Like I love to have fun. But this, as far as what keeps me from going off the rails and going too far down the rabbit hole, is my hobbies, right? The next thing I want to talk about is I also think everybody should start some type of a collection. Now, this is a funny one, right? Because this is expensive, but there's tactics behind this. So most people who have collections, there's 3 big things that come from having collections, and I'm not counting this as a hobby. Some people might, I don't. I think it's separate because there's no mental or physical stimulation from it, in my opinion. But the thing about collections is, 1, your money is tied up. So instead of spending money on keeping up the Joneses and keeping up with, partying and substances and shit like that, your money's tied up into these collections, because what happens is they start small and they get big, right? Another thing is these collections give value to your life, because more than likely, if you're collecting something, there's something else that other people like to collect too. And you could sell those things if you so choose. So I'll use myself as an example again. I used to be big on clothes. I still am, but the thing about, dressing up and stuff like that is that I can't get out as much as I want to because my schedule's so busy. So now my big thing that I've been getting into, I won't say as of late, probably the last year or so, has been fragrances. So colognes. I'm growing my collection a little bit. I'll tell you right now, me investing in that has taken away from me being able to invest in, keeping up with the Joneses and doing dumb shit. Now, the reason why I decided fragrances as opposed to shoes and stuff like that, because at one point I wanted to do shoes, they just last a lot longer. Being totally honest with you, I'm one of those people, I beat my shoes the hell up. I don't know what it is about me, when I'm out and about, but I have to constantly, the shoes that I have that are nice shoes, I got to clean them constantly. If they're not real dark or real durable shoes, I got to keep cleaning them shits, and it gets annoying. It's like, bro, I don't want to have to keep doing this. So the fragrances, I could, I'll buy one. And also, like I said, dopamine hits, bro. When you have a collection, you get a new addition to your collection, bro. It's like, damn, this is no lie, this is not me making this up for the video. Today, a new cologne just came in. A real dope one too. I'm big I like musk, and musk-based colognes. And this one I got, this is gonna be a springtime banger. But I just sprayed it on my arm, and as I'm talking, I'm waving around, and the smell is just making me, you know what I mean? But I get a dopamine hit from like, yeah, I just got me a good cologne. And then you also got, you got layering methods where you'll take a weak cologne and a stronger one and mix them, and it's just all types of cool things. But this is what comes with layering, and this is why you got gun collectors, you got shoe collectors, and all of this takes your money out of the negative bullshit in the catalyst of keeping you poor and shit like that, and it moves it into positivity in your life and things that bring value to you and that you enjoy. You see what I'm saying? And they also, the third thing I was gonna talk about is they make you interesting. A lot of y'all, and I like to touch on relationships here and there. I see this a lot with men, a lot of men and women, but I'm gonna focus on men right now. A lot of men are boring as fuck, bro. Like, a lot of these girls get around you and you're just not interesting at all. Not even a little bit. And a lot of times the reason why you're not interesting is because you don't do shit besides play the fucking game. You don't have no interests, no hobbies, nothing that you're into. Like, women like to feel like they're, like, when they date you, they like to feel like they're entering a whole nother world, if that makes sense. Like, when any woman that's ever been around me for a long period of time will tell you that, like, when you deal with me, like, entering, like my friends, my friends call it like Jeffers Adventures or Jeffers like realm. Like when you're rocking with me, bro, you come in with me like I'm all over the place, and I got all these things going on and interests and things that you just might get caught up in, and they're positive things, and they're interesting. There's never really a dull moment because I'm always focused on new things and new ideas and shit like that. But that just comes from me wanting to try new things. I tell you right now, before this year's over, if you follow me on social media, you're going to see me get into a lot of shit, bro. I'm talking about there's going to be a lot of new things. I got a lot of ideas because I want to try. I want to do as much with my life as I can do. I want to try everything. I want to do things. You know what I mean? I don't get a chance to travel like that because my schedule is so busy, and I also don't want to contribute. I also don't want to dedicate that much money into, because trips, you know what I mean, for me, you're not gonna go on a fun trip for less than about 2 racks. And if anybody says they went on a trip for less than 2 racks, they went to like a motel or some shit. Like, 2 racks, and nowadays is the bare minimum to go on a trip. And for me, just 2 racks is just You know what I'm saying? 2 racks is a lot to dedicate. You know what I mean? I'd rather put that on other things. So in the meantime, I just branch out and I do things that make me happy, and but this is the reason why I wanted to make this video, is because, bro, when it comes to life, bro, and chasing your goals and being successful, the devil's always working. I mean, he's always working, he's always plotting, and the time that you spend doing, smoking weed, drinking liquor, trying to keep up with the Joneses, going on trips to match your friends, and buying shoes to match your friends, and buying new cars when you don't need a new car and shit like that. All those things are traps that keep you broke, bro. But like, these things that I'm giving you, bro, the hobbies and the collections, slowly but surely you'll start to realize, like, bro, like, you feel way more satisfied and way more happy, and spend less money and be less deterred and have less of a negative impact in your life just doing things like that. So yeah, I think this was an important video to make. I'm getting more into these videos. Gonna be a little bit longer because then about going into, like, I've been doing my podcast for a long time, even though I haven't been posting on here. I've been posting on the podcast, and the podcast was doing well, and I didn't know whether that was because I'm also a lot more entertaining on my podcast than I was on my YouTube videos, which, as y'all could probably tell, I'm getting more into it a little bit. Y'all gonna see a lot more of my personality. It's gonna be weird me cutting up on camera, because normally I just be with the mic. And when you got, no Diddy, pause. Y'all didn't see nothing just now. That was crazy. Wow, the motion and everything. That was, whoa. I really should edit that out, but I'm gonna leave it because I just want to get these videos out there because I haven't been posting. But wow, that was wild, bro. Y'all can't, please nobody crop that. That was crazy. But just having a mic, I could cut up a lot more than I do it on video. So, but this was fun, man. I hope y'all hear me well. And for anybody that's trying to get into, like, some of these hobbies and stuff like that, like, if you're like, where do I start? Or for collections, if you're somebody and you want to get into the fragrance side. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make some videos about that too. I'm gonna start branching out a little bit. I want to make the channel very like, all inclusive. But start small, start cheap. If you're trying to get into training, start easy. Just do walks, things like that. Just start taking up your time with positive things. Reading's a good idea, all that. But I'll catch y'all later, bro. This is Reaper Motivation. Y'all be easy.